my friends, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to Wake and Bake. This is your friendly neighborhood old bat. How y'all doing this morning? I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. How y'all? Let's see. We got Jamie Earl in the chat. She's first one. Corey, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. So, I got something a little bit different this morning. I got something from Mirkwood Farm that we've seen, but it's been a while. The Andrea Von Helton story, part 1. Hey, See-Through Gypsy.
Fuck you, I ain't apologizing for jack shit.
Yeah, that sounds about like it.
Andrea Locke, a.k.a. Andrea Von Helton, a.k.a. Mouse. She was a young girl from a small to medium-sized town in Alabama, central.
Hey, Mercury.
Alabama. She was
You
on
turn this up.
and came across Von Helton. Although Von Helton didn't have a paying account, so he just got on there and he found Andrea and told her his random lies that he tells any other woman. But Andrea was very gullible and naive and believed some of the things. Von Helton told her that he had a ranch in Kentucky, owned horses and all kinds of animals, had a working ranch. And Andrea, who always wanted to live on a farm, found that intriguing. Also, Andrea grew up without a father. I don't know what happened with her father and what stage in her life she no longer had a father, but that's her own personal business. But she was approached by Von Helton even more and found it interesting about possibly coming up to see him. Well, Von Helton then switched gears and went into the world calamity, and that the world was going to come to an end, and she needed to come up to his place to be safe. That somehow the mountains surrounding his farm that he told her he had was protected by whatever calamity was going to hit the earth, and that she came up there, she'd be safe. And being as naive, and Andrea is also mentally ill and developmentally disabled, so her mental faculties were not up to her age. So she, like a young child, believed Von Helton's lies and took some of the money she inherited and bought a bus ticket and gathered all her stuff and moved up to Kentucky and met.
Now, this is a sad, sad story because Andrea is developmentally delayed. She's immature, and Von Helton preyed on that. And she's extremely gullible. Extremely gullible. She'll believe anything anybody tells her. She will. She'll believe anything anybody fucking tells her. You know what? And Von Helton should be punished for what he did to this woman. But unfortunately, the law says that she can do whatever she wants because she's of age, and there's no laws to protect her.
Von Helton at Manchester Greyhound bus station.
And I went on SignalsNet and I bumped right into Andrea. We did discuss marriage, children, sex, We were talking on SinglesNet. I did not have a paying account to SinglesNet. She did, so she had to communicate with me. But it was okay. She liked older men anyway.
When I first had met him, he told me about how the world was going to end. That I needed to come up here to stay with him, to survive whatever it is he was talking about. He had me convinced because he had showed me numerous things.
I was so happy. Guys, you have no idea. I couldn't even get a girlfriend. I couldn't even get a one-night stand. I couldn't get nothing. Nobody. Nada. Zip. And now here finally is somebody back in my life. I had found me somebody finally. But you know what? She's young. She's impressionable. She's naive. She is not a kid. Quit that shit. That's stupid.
Andrea had no idea what she was getting herself into. She didn't know the extent of Von Helton's lies and his insanity. She moved in to his trailer, and his mother, Von Helton's mother, was unaware that Von Helton lived there. Andrea found out very quickly that Von Helton didn't have a farm, and that he was merely just living in his mom's trailer, didn't have any jobs, any money. And in fact, the money that Andrea did have, Von Helton took and spent upon himself, bought new computer parts. He bought her a few things with her own money as if he was being charitable to her. But he took what she had and squandered what money she had from her inheritance, that from some relative or something. She had a little bit of money, and Von Helton made both of them poor, because as soon as Von Helton gets money, he spends it on himself, regardless if it's his money or not. And so there she was, about 3 days after living there. Von Helton's mom discovered she was there. Von Helton's mom told her she should go back to Alabama, which was, I think, a warning. Von Helton's mom's quite aware of Von Helton's.
Yep. That's sad. She had a little bitty nest egg, and he fucking took it. He fucking took it. He took advantage of her. That's sad. That's sad. What a fucking prick. What a fucking prick. How could one human being do that to another human being and claim to love them?
Abuse and other things, but Andrea just chose to stay, and the nightmare began.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, baby girl. Happy birthday.
Beloved, we have come together in the presence of God to witness the joining together of this man and this woman in holy matrimony. I, James.
Listen to Von Helton's listen to the vows here, and vows are like an oath, and this proves that Von Helton is unable to keep an oath or of any type. Just pay attention and remember what Von Helton has done.
That you're going to get my wife. Having to hold, from this day forward, for better for worse, for richer for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, until we are parted by death, as God is my witness, I give you my promise.
See how James Von Helton didn't keep his promise to his wife, to a preacher, and to the audience there. In many aspects, Von Helton is about him and not about anybody else. And you can see clearly in his life that he did not keep what he said. He made those promises to her, spoke those to her face, and didn't do them.
Nope. He didn't cherish her. He didn't love her. He held a gun to her head. He took her off of her meds. They neglected their kids. Von Helton is just a waste of human flesh. He is a parasite who thinks it's the taxpayer's duty to take care of him. Point blank.
With this ring, I seal my promise. To be your faithful and loving husband.
Oh, she is, Corey.
As God is my witness. Okay, Andrew. She wants to take a picture. Oh, she wants to take a picture. Okay.
Yeah, she is living her best life now. She is. She's away from Von Helton. She's being taken care of. You know, best thing she could have done was get away from him. The only gripe is that she left the kids.
So the nightmare began, not only for Andrew, but now children.
Like sometimes I'd be so exhausted that I would ask him to change it out, but then he would start with me and be like, "No, you change it," you know. And I'd always, try to put myself, to get him to, do stuff with me and the kids, and half the time he wouldn't even do that.
That doesn't surprise me.
My wife does not understand the concept of priorities. Okay, she does not understand that you can't tend to one person and then tend to other stuff at the same time. Sometimes you have to prioritize. I'm trying to teach my wife how to prioritize things, and it is not easy. She does not grasp the concept. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
It is James who doesn't understand priorities. Family always comes first. Your family's your priority over your internet hangouts and trying to get people to puff you up and sing your praises.
You know something? Something's going on with one of my dogs or my cats. Guess what? This stream is going to be concluded. Something's going on with my husband. Guess what? This stream is going to be concluded. My husband needs to bend my ear. Guess what? This stream is going to be concluded. My husband needs to talk to me. Guess what? This shit's going to be going while I'm talking to him and figuring out what the hell he needs from me. I love you guys very, very much, but I love him more. Where was I yesterday? Hanging out with a hubby. We were watching cartoons and eating trail mix. Yep, we were watching cartoons and eating trail mix. That's what we were doing yesterday.
About how great you are and how important you are and how much your internet life is. That's the wrong priority, Von Helton. It's not Andrea who doesn't understand priorities. It's you. You are the one who doesn't understand priorities.
He would literally push the kids out of the room to do his
It
show.
was.
Andrea was left to tend to the kids, try to keep the house.
Like I said, we were watching cartoons, eating trail mix, and I was stoned, so I was laughing my ass off. He was laughing at me. He goes, "Do you even know what you're laughing at?" I said, "Yeah, Bob's Burgers. Shut up. Let me laugh at it." God, he's such a good man. Good man. I'm blessed. I'm blessed beyond measure. And you know something? I'm not doing anything to fuck that up. Matter of fact, today we're probably going to go do some stuff. And yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Clean and leave Von Helton alone while he was doing his shows 8+ hours.
And you know what? He helps me go out and touch grass. Actually go outside. He does. He helps me actually be able to go outside and I'm able to go out and do things on my own. Like he doesn't like to go to Costco. I go to Costco on my own and go and get what we got to get. And that stuff lasts for a while. And it's great. He goes, "Why do you want to go to Costco all the time?" I said, "We got the membership, don't we?" "Well, we're using the damn membership, by God."
A day, 8 hours on a slow day where he's not on it as much. Von Helton spent most of his waking hours on the internet, even though he had a family to take care of, and burdened Andrea with everything. That is just disgusting.
Like, he would make me almost do it all. The only thing he'd do is take out the garbage, and on occasion he'd sweep the floor.
You can go sleep on the couch. If I'm keeping you awake, go sleep on the couch and I'll shut the door.
Because I can hear you right through the damn door.
Well, I'm sorry. I just this fucking childish. I'm tired of the childish bullshit. I'm not talking to you.
Oh, shut up. You know what? I always let my husband know that I'm going live in case he needs something from me. I say, "Do you need anything from me? I'm getting ready to go live." And if all's good in the neighborhood, I go live. He encourages me. And he even watches my shows sometimes. Baby, I love you.
I guess I have to sleep outside.
I don't know, dear. Sleep in the car. That's what I do. Sleeping in the car is great. It's good for you.
No, because what if I get attacked?
You know what? If I was Andrea, I'd probably have stuck a steak knife in this guy's forehead.
I can't scream.
Dear, you got the door locked. You locked the car doors. Duh.
You're not getting the point.
Perhaps I'm not.
I'm saying, what if a bear just smashes right through the window?
Well, if a bear smashes through the window, well, then I don't know.
Well, then I'm dead, and it'll be a...
All right, I'll give you an example from my life that's kind of similar. All right, I worked at Bob Evans for almost 4 years. I was a cook and a server, and I did prep too. And I ended up having to come in early one day, and my boyfriend at the time, was going to drop me off at 4:30 in the morning and just leave my ass there. He said, well, I don't want to wait. I said, would you leave $100 bill laying on the sidewalk? And he goes, no. I said, then why would you leave my ass laying on the sidewalk? And I got out of the truck and said, just go on. Needless to say, our relationship didn't last much longer after that. You wouldn't treat a $100 bill like that. Don't treat her like that.
Yeah, I probably would. You're probably right.
The human body needs rest. It needs sleep. Von Helton's sleep is important, but nobody else around him sleep is important. He didn't care enough about Andrea to shut down his little computer game and do something else. No, or not game, but whatever chat he was hanging out in. Because it was more important for him to rage at the top of his lungs while his wife's sleeping next to him. Oh, go sleep out in the car. Go sleep on the couch. Sleep in the car.
And you know what? I routinely ask John if I'm disturbing him. I routinely ask him. I said, John, am I too loud? Can you hear me talking or laughing or anything like that? He goes, he'll tell me, I occasionally hear you laugh, but he goes, it makes me smile. I know you're having a good time, and I like that. I like hearing you have a good time. I try not to interrupt his sleep or disturb his sleep in any way because it's very, very important. He works really hard, and that's why I'm trying to get him a hot meal every single day. He deserves it. He deserves a lot more from me. He deserves a lot from me. Yesterday I made spaghetti. Today I'm making chicken Alfredo. That's going to be pretty good because my Alfredo sauce is made from scratch.
The car, that's good for you. No, it isn't. You get a crooked neck. You can't fully stretch out. Sleeping in the car is...
I've slept in my car before. Can't say I enjoyed it. I was small enough to sleep in my front seat. You get a crook in your neck. You have to scrunch up. It's not fun. Unless you turn the car on, if it's cold outside, you get cold. Thankfully for me, it wasn't cold outside. It's when I was first living in Gatlinburg, waiting tables. And I finally got enough for an apartment. And it was beautiful. And I came home. Something about this place just called me back, and I have no fucking idea what it was. Could be that I was having way too much fun.
It's extremely uncomfortable. I've tried it before, and Von Helton, you're an idiot. And you don't care about your wife if you're going to make her sleep in a car.
Sometimes, like, I would watch them during the day, and he would watch them at night, or we would switch. On occasion, he would take me, like, to get clothes. On occasion, he would, like, take me to he would take me to the grocery store all the time, and, doctor's office, stuff like that. Yeah, he did take me to Golden Corral, like, for my birthday and stuff. Like, he would.
Damn, give me my 5 minutes.
You know what? I know he doesn't have a good deal of money, but my husband took me and got me a steak. Then a Dutch apple pie. Or we got some kind of dessert. Like cheesecake or some shit. It was really, really good. Took me out for a meal on my birthday last year. He asked me what I wanted. You know what I want? I want a steak. You want a steak, huh? I said, yeah, I want a steak. I want some kind of dead cow on my plate for my birthday. And by God, that's what I got. I got that, my broccoli, and I was a happy camper. Not tumbleweed. Well, it'll come back to me.
I'm just tired of trying to sleep and listen to wild wine.
Well, you can't sleep anyway. We got to get up. I've got to go here.
I know I can't sleep. I've been trying to sleep all fucking morning.
You'll be all right. But I'm obviously doing a live show. Why can't you understand what I'm doing a live show? What is that you don't understand? I'm doing a live show.
Yeah, John. What about it? Yeah, John. What about I'm doing a live show? Don't you get? Filming in progress, bitch. Yeah, there's those concerns about getting the house repaired after the storm. Oh, that can wait. Yeah. Oh, and you need a hot meal? Oh, fuck that. Show comes first, bitch. You need clean clothes? People in hell need ice water. Fuck you. The show comes first.
Well, you could.
You need a clean house? Oh, fuck that. Show comes first.
I don't know. Go in there and see what she wants. Well, not when you're on the toilet, obviously. Duh. But when you get done, go see what she wants. What's
Why'd
wrong
you
with
get
that?
up off your fucking
I'm
ass
doing a
and do
show.
what she needs?
You could be courteous and allow me to do my show.
How about you pause for a second, say, hey man, I gotta get up and go find out what my little girl wants, and people would under fucking stand. You fucking prick. Oh my God, you are such a prick. You better believe if you help make that baby, you're going to help take care of the baby. You damn Skippy. Especially if you're sitting on your ass not doing a damn thing. I tell you, hey, I'm taking a dump. Go see what the baby wants.
And go in there and see what she wants. Wouldn't that be considered courteous? You've been courteous all morning. What? Oh, give me a break. Yeah, that's the typical woman. That's the typical woman. Typical woman. What do you...
Yeah, we don't expect you to sit on your fucking ass, not do a damn thing, and expect us to do it all while you just live stream and play with your ding dong.
What are you gonna do? Yummy, hey! Why does she always do this to my shows? I don't know. I don't think she understands the concept of doing a show. I don't think she gets it.
Guys, how many times have I interrupted my show for my husband? How many times have I interrupted my show for my pets? How many times have I interrupted the show for my mother or my son or any other member of my family? Family first. Hell, I'll interrupt a show for my cousin. What are you talking about? If my cousin messaged me or my auntie messaged me, you better believe I will stop this show and say, hey, I'll talk to you later. I'm talking to my aunt.
You're the one who gets it, James Von Helton. You're on these shows all the damn time. Your wife has needs. Your children have needs. It's called being a family. Family comes first, Von Helton, not your show. You should seek, what is the word for that? Seek attention from your wife and not from a bunch of people you don't even know on the internet. That most of them are on there just to laugh at you. But no, you got to spend more time on the internet and bitch at your wife because she's not giving you your internet time when you spend over 8 hours a day on there.
All right.
Happy anniversary, sweetheart. Check out your cake.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to say anniversary,
Happy first anniversary, but I didn't stick it in the fridge. I got supposed to.
Yeah, you didn't.
But I made the icing all homemade.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, sweetheart.
Happy anniversary, baby.
Mm.
And there it is.
And you gotta kind of put it the other way to actually...
You ain't gonna read it. It just kind of just went everywhere. You're not gonna read it. But hey, it's the thought that counts.
Yep.
And it was your first attempt, so...
And that was the whole surprise.
Well, nobody can say anything.
And there's another surprise when you take a bite.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give you a hint.
All right, well, good. Good.
Mwah. I love you, sweetheart.
I love you too, baby. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
With all her shortcomings and disabilities, she was doing everything she could to make that family work. She baked a cake for you. And what'd you do, Von Hell? What'd you do for her? I don't see any evidence of you taking any effort other than spend all your time online. At least Andrea's trying to do something.
Yeah, exactly. Andrea's trying to do something. Andrea's trying to keep the family together, and she's trying her best. Her best really sucks. Okay? Her best sucks. No two ways about it. But she's really, really trying. Got to give her an A for effort and a D minus for execution. And you know what? When she baked him that cake, all he had was critical words. And you know what? He should have said, you know, baby, that don't matter. Thank you for thinking of me. But no. He had to say, well, you can't read it now, can you? You didn't stick it in the fridge like you were supposed to. Fucking idiot.
What did you do for her, the anniversary?
Yeah,
I bet you didn't do a damn thing.
Yep, didn't do shit. Didn't even buy her a fucking card. When John lost his job, you know what he did for me? He made me a pin set. And it's one of the most precious gifts that I ever received. I bought him a little something too. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't very much because we just didn't have a lot of money. This is back in 2016. And we just didn't have a lot to go around. We were trying to pay our back taxes up, trying to keep everything up. And he had just started his new job. It was rough that first year. But we haven't looked back. And we've been doing well ever since.
You know, somebody asked me, said, Vaughn, are you still trying to find some more 20-year-olds? Fuck yeah, I am. Fuck yeah, I am. The bigamy law may be in place, but I don't have to marry them now, do I? I want to find at least 2 more 20-year-olds. Clan Von Helton will exist. Okay? And ain't no troll, no hater, no naysayer gonna stop it from happening. It's destiny, motherfuckers. It's destiny.
So when he's like talking about 2 or 3 women, I said, whoa, I never said that. You brought that up. And there was one time he asked me, like, would he want to be with, like a single, you know, would he want to have sexual intercourse with a single straight woman? I looked at him, I said, you know, hell no, you know, I'm you know, no, you know, I'm just like, why would you even ask? I'm scared to death. Yeah, I'm scared to death. On his video, he had threatened anybody showed up there with explosive and bombs. And what? Well, after like I heard him say about explosives and stuff, I'm sitting there like, okay, this guy's a lunatic. You don't go and open threats to people.
There's a connection to abusive men and their relationship with their mother. Now, that's not true in every case. I mean, there's some people who have horrible mothers. But Von Helton's relationship with his mother, he abuses his mother, you know, denies it. But you see the way he talks to his mother, a woman who provides for him and provides for his wife and his kids that she didn't ask for. This is just a pure indication and a red flag that if Andrea had known better, she would have recognized that Von Helton is not a suitable husband.
I've heard him.
You know, a good indication of how he's going to treat you is how he treats his mother. If he treats his mother like garbage, he's going to treat you like garbage. I always watch how they treat their parents. They treat their parents like shit. They're going to treat you like shit.
Him on different occasions call his mother really bad names. There's been, you know, a couple of times where I've got upset at her and I called her names, but I've always, you know, apologized for that, and he never has.
Yesterday.
The Lord of mercy, son.
Yesterday's pizza.
It's got gnats and everything.
No, it does not have gnats in it. Jesus Christ.
Please take it to the kitchen. I'll take it in the room. And put your dirty napkins in the garbage.
I have been.
This is exactly why that you got your children took away from you.
No, Mom, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
There was no mention of the house at all. Sorry. There wasn't no mention of the house at all. Sorry. You fail. Once again, you fail. There was no mention of the fucking house. No mention of the fucking house at all. The home is cluttered to the point that it is difficult to find a place to sit, and the surfaces, i.e. countertops, tables, coffee table, etc., are covered with dirty dishes, dirty bottles, and other stuff. You will have to describe in detail what occurred in my...
Look, I mean, Von Helton, you're a dirty fucker. Even in your recent videos, you had a pile of garbage that was in view of the camera for months in your mama's house. Papers and shit everywhere. Are you going to sit there and tell me that that is not how you lived when the kids were there? Only you had a lot more poop and other shit to deal with. And the dog craps all over the fucking house too. Until you give them chocolate and then they pass away.
My home to cause my children to be at risk. Then request the court to order the release of the record.
Hey, Shaza.
Well, yeah, if I want to wait until they decide to do it.
Hey, Sunnyside.
On 8/9/2011, the children were seen at the UK Grad Clinic and were once again diagnosed as failure to thrive. Their formula was changed, however, despite several prompts from worker, had not contacted the WIC program to obtain the new formula. The parents seemed to be lackadaisical in the care of Jeremiah and the twin, as well as their older sibling, Laela. The parents have been observed feeding their children out of dirty bottles. The twins were often left to cry it out in their bed. They have been found in feces and urine on a regular basis. Laela is often left in the high chair or swing for hours at a time without any interaction. Wrong. Laela is left in the high chair in the swing to watch Fox News and her...
Well, that's good, Lulzcow. Hey, how you doing, bud?
Weather Channel, which, by the way, she dearly loves. Children are receiving very little nurturing, despite the fact that I took my kids to Golden Corral the other day. Oh wait. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess if you take your kids to Golden Corral, that's not nurturing, right, guys? Right? Mother appears to have some intellectual limitations. In other words, they're saying Andrea is stupid. It has been reported but not verified that the father is diagnosed...
They're not saying she's stupid. They're saying she's delayed. She can be taught. But she has some delays. And you took advantage of that.
Was schizophrenic. The father, James, has boasted he has multiple weapons in the home, including knives and loaded guns, which include an SKS assault rifle. Haha, I wish.
Hey, Bob Barnum.
And a handgun. These weapons are allow them to protect themselves from the aliens that will be invading Earth, as well as the haters. The HANDS program was working with the family in the home that have now withdrawn due to potential risk of harm to the worker.
I just had to interrupt here. Von Helton, in the paper he's reading, they had somebody from the HANDS program that couldn't help out anymore because of possible danger to the person that was there to help them, because the unsanitariness of his house or his mom's trailer that he's living in, and that it was unsafe for them to allow a worker there. This is the home that Andrea was living in, and Andrea wasn't able to keep the house clean enough because Von Helton would never pitch in, and it's just sick.
Well, considering that Von Helton never picks up after himself and just makes a mess wherever the fuck he goes, and Andrea's probably picking up after him and the kids, and she's tired all the fucking time, and she's intellectually delayed and doesn't understand what it takes to keep a house clean, she probably just needs to be taught. Some people just need to be taught. That's not stupid. That's just needing to be taught. You are such a fucking prick, Von Helton.
The home is cluttered to the point that it is difficult to find a place to sit, and the surfaces, i.e. countertops, tables, coffee table, etc., are covered with dirty dishes, dirty bottles, and other stuff.
Hey, Raccoon
The
Man.
family has no income. They are dependent on James's 83-year-old mother who lives next door to them. The children are at risk of harm due to the parents' failure to meet their needs. I saw neglect of not just the 2 infants, but also of the 1-year-old baby as well.
Now, every now and then I feel a yin for a Golden Corral, maybe once every 3 or 4 years. But not very often, because Golden Corral is junk food. The only thing nutritious is the fresh salad bar. That's the only nutritious thing. And you have to stay away from the dressings because those dressings are very high in fat and calorie content.
She was left in her high chair for the entire 2.5 hours I was in the home for the first visit, and in the 2-hour second visit as well, other than when the 82-year-old grandmother got her out. The 82-year-old grandmother lives next door and helps all she can, but she is only able to do so much. The mother is more concerned about herself than the babies. When SN tried to teach her about infant care, she would change the subject to herself. Babies charged for the hospital.
Poor thing. Poor kids. And you know, that's typical of somebody that's immature. That's typical of somebody that's immature. She just needs to grow up. Andrea's at this point about 13 years old in her mind. She just needs to grow up, that's all. You, Von Helton, are just a pitiful excuse for a man. You won't even go out and get a fucking job to help raise them kids. Sorry ass.
Hospitals stay, and the SN notes speak for themselves. The babies gained weight while in the hospital, at least 1 ounce per day of each of them. When they got home, they lost weight. The infants are 6 weeks old and have gained no weight since coming home. They both had a rash when admitted to the hospital. The mother stated that she stopped holding the other baby when she turned 6 months old. When SN arrived for a home visit, the parents went to bed and left SN to feed and clothe the babies. The infants were totally covered in feces and urine. So the infants were...
Oh my God. I was a diaper changing fool. Oh my God. Step stair kids. Till I got my tubes tied. I was never so glad to get kids out of diapers in my life. Oh, man. Diapers are expensive too.
Were totally covered in feces and urine. Father was not defecating, but throwing up due to the fact that the infants were covered in feces. No. Again, home visit notes and hospital records speak for themselves. The baby's weight gain of 1 ounce per day while in the hospital shows they can thrive if placed in a better environment. Note from hospital stated that the parents were feeding babies clabbered milk in MD office during visit and was not aware it was spoiled, refused to feed babies in hospital, always had the reason at the nurse.
Oh my God. I was up and around hours after the birth of my children, feeding. Especially Kyle, he weighed 10 pounds. He had a voracious appetite. He was the biggest baby in the nursery until there was a 12-pounder born. Wasn't nobody beating that girl. She was a big baby. They handed him to me. God, he was huge. And He looked like he was 3 months old already. He was a big, big baby.
Nurses had to feed them. I feel the babies will suffer if left in the current home situation. Possible life endangerment with dehydration and failure to thrive.
Neither one of them were equipped to bring kids into this world.
No.
But to be fair, you don't know that until you have kids, I guess. But Von Helton neglected those kids and his wife because it was more important to do his shows than take care of the kids. Now, Andrea said she kept bringing the subject up to herself. It's because it was a cry for help. She needed help. She didn't know what was going on, but she knew something wasn't right, and she was crying out for help. It was too bad the CPS worker didn't recognize that at the time. But this is just sickening.
From both from all of the local, state, and federal governments had stated and stipulated that if I had had another person in the home with us, that they probably would not have been able to have taken my children, because there would have been enough people to have watched the children at all hours and to have interacted with the children at all hours. So, this is a very unusual video, because what I am asking and seeking is a bisexual female, a skinny, petite, 20-something bisexual female, to come and be friends with the wife here, and to actually be part of our family, literally be part of our family, even up to and including.
I guess working a little harder wouldn't be in your wheelhouse, huh, buddy? I guess actually doing something wouldn't be something you would want to do, huh? You lazy bastard. And what young woman is going to want you, you toothless fuck? You tricked Andrea because she's developmentally delayed and she's immature and because she's naive. Lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place, my guy.
Getting your name legally changed.
Should be concerned with getting his kids back, doing what CPS wants him to do to get his kids back. But no, he wants us to believe that the governments, all the governments, local, federal, and state, and whatever, want him to have perverted sex in order, because that would be better for the children, for him to have multiple wives. His trailer is very small. It's got 2 very small bedrooms, and the master bedroom is probably no bigger than a regular bedroom. This trailer isn't even big enough to house other women that he wants. What he really wants is this pornographic sexual fantasy fulfilled. This has nothing to do with polygamy. This has everything to do with Von Helton. It fulfills his needs. This is an opportunity to lie to people to try to get another victim into his rape trailer, and it's just sick. This should make your blood boil over this whole issue. He read that whole document, what they found wrong with the kids, and him having another sexual partner would have stopped that from happening. I don't think no courts or anything is claiming that. Von Helton's lying and sick.
He is a sick bastard. He really thinks that having another sexual partner in the house will change everything? Is that what this stupid son of a bitch thinks? God, what a dumbass.
strain of Von Helton's selfishness on their marriage is finally taking its toll. I mean, you can only stretch a rubber band so far, no matter how thick it is or how new the rubber band is. They'll always have a breaking point. You'll stretch so far, eventually that rubber band's going to snap. And same goes for Von Helton's marriage to Andrea. He stretched so far without lifting any effort into making their marriage work. The marriage eventually is going to fail, and an epic fail that was. And
one day, I was testing him just how this goes with the fist, in my face. I was testing him one day. We were talking, but I was testing one day to see just how far he would go, and I threw an empty pop can at his computer monitor, and the guy went crazy. He's like, "You tried to kill me! You tried to kill me!" I'm like, over a little pop can that can't even hurt, nothing.
Andrea failed to realize is
you can't threaten his equipment like that. If he can't go online, that's his life. That is his life. That's like threatening the man's life. He's addicted. Now, I'm not going to lie. I like the attention. I like the attention. I like the adoration. I like talking to you guys. Obviously. Or I wouldn't be doing this. But he's got to have it. He has got to have it. It's like mainlining heroin. That dopamine rush is real, guys. It's real for this man. And he wants to blame everybody else in the world for his problems. And he says that she may as well be dead the way she is now. And that she's in an institution, which is a lie. And that she's crazy, which is another lie. She's on her meds. She's living her best life. Which is the truth.
That she threw the pop can at his computer monitor. And Von Helton's computer monitors are his most important thing. That's his priority. That's over his family. So she attacked the very thing that Von Helton loves most, and that's the internet, his attention on the internet, the attention he gets from strangers instead of from his own wife.
All right, never laid a hand on her. Now, I did. There was one instance where I raised my fist into her face, but that was just a scare. I never hurt her, man. I never laid a finger on her, ever.
Putting your fist in your wife's face is abuse, Von Helton. I know you're too stupid to understand that because nothing you do is wrong because you took an oath.
When me and John first got together, before he got properly medicated for his bipolar, we got into some pretty serious arguments. Some really serious arguments. He has never, ever raised his hand to me. He has never, ever called me out of my name. Ever. And I don't call him out of his. Now we don't argue at all. Some may say that because we don't argue, we take a lot of shit off each other. Nah. We get along that well. We just get along that well.
But Andrea is too fucking stupid to listen to her husband. She's too busy listening to a bunch of counsel's advisement. I have decided to make this video. And basically what I am going to say in this video is simple. I am basically going to forgive my wife of everything she has done to me, both past, present, and future, and that I will also ask forgiveness for everything that she might feel I have done to her, past, present, and future. That is in my best interest to take the high moral ground
that she might feel you have done to her. You asshole. You did nothing but abuse and take advantage of that girl. You have done nothing but abuse and take advantage of that girl. You toothless bastard.
And to ask forgiveness first. If she does not counter with a video, well, then you know who's got the high moral ground, then, don't you? Now, in addition, I have also spoke with my girlfriend on the matter, and she has stated that although visitation will not be allowed, perhaps someday in the future, if she wants to return permanently, she was welcome to do so, since she is in fact the mother of my children.
Von Helton pulled a gun on Andrea the very day she left.
Yep, he pulled a gun on her. That'd be enough to make me leave and take the kids with me. I'd never fucking come back. Ever. And I'd have the cops called. Your ass would be going to jail.
Andrea left, terrified that she could get killed by this maniac, this nutter, this self-absorbed, internet addicted piece of shit.
There was another issue that happened the same day I was leaving. He said I could kill you for this.
So, you know he can't, right? He can't do that. I know
And he acted like he was going to grab the gun.
But,
and I'm staring at him I'm like, So that's when I had called my friend and I said, come get me now. And so my friend just took off.
And my girlfriend has already agreed to that. The open invitation is still there. Forgiveness is still there, but now she's got to understand that, these crazy accusations of me threatening her and beating on her, that is just bullshit, and it's got to stop. Hoping that Andrea will snap out of
kids screaming in the background,
the stupor that she's in.
See how Von Helton twisted around, how he says that she's saying that he beat on her. She never ever said that Von Helton beat on her. She said that Von Helton put a fist in her face, which Von Helton did because he admitted to it, and then Von Helton pulled a gun on her, and I have no doubt that Von Helton did show her the gun and said he could kill her for this. And then Von Helton wants to switch it around as if Andrea owes him an apology, and she needs to change what she's saying in order to come back. That's how forgiveness works, is you agree with Von Helton and go with his lie, and that's how forgiveness works.
I'll see her in hell first. I'll see her behind bars. I'll see her behind bars. I never threatened her. I never hurt her. All right, never laid a hand on her. Now, I did. There was one instance where I raised my fist into her face, but that was just a scare. I never hurt her, man. I never laid a finger on her, ever. All right.
There are other ways to abuse someone. You financially abused her by taking her inheritance and spending it on yourself and buying her a few baubles. You probably screamed at her a lot. You forced her to do all the work with the kids, even though you're sitting on your ass not doing fuck all. Plus a laundry list of other shit, holding a gun to her head, putting a fist to her face. You ungrateful prick.
Did it ever occur to you that this hasn't got a goddamn thing to do with the divorce? That it's all about hurting me? Did it ever occur to you? Because that's what it's all about. It's about hurting me. Oh, and Andrea's a big hit now with the trolls. Now that she's sitting there talking shit about me all the time. Well, folks, you're not going to believe this one. I hope you're sitting down for this shit. Let me try and keep this brief because my last attempt at this video was just huge.
And neglect is abuse, you putz.
Seems that I prayed with a Christian yesterday afternoon, and the prayer was something to the effect of that God would change her heart and mind and would change my heart and mind, and the product of that would compel me to return to Christ and rededicate myself to Yeshua, right? All well and good, right? Nice prayer. Sounds like a good prayer, right? Okay, well, there's a problem. The prayer backfired. Okay, instead of waiting to see if there's a change in my wife on the 9th, God saw fit to completely remove the love in my heart for Andrea. It's just gone. What the fuck just happened here? Okay, I pray for God to bring us back together, and the first thing he does is take the love out of my heart for her? What? What the fuck? Now, on a side note, we are now up to a grand total of 5
Todd, how you doing, bud?
replacements for Andrea. And by replacement, I don't mean just to replace her. I mean actually superior to her in many, many ways. And I will probably be taking these documents. If she does not call and wish these kids a happy birthday, if she does not call my phone back here and wish these kids a happy birthday, I'm filling out these records. I am upset at James and I don't know what to do. 3 days ago he called me a cunt, and last night we got into it and he put his fist up in my face. It was a mouse, not a fist. But anyway, put his fist in my face, and now I'm actually getting scared of him, and it's causing me to want to separate from him because of it. I don't know what to do. I will not have a man who will put his fist up in my face and try to be... But Andrea is too fucking stupid to listen to her husband. She's too busy listening to a bunch of...
You know what, folks? Being able to see your floor is a wonderful thing.
Yes, it is.
I'm just saying. Anyway, I wanted to show you the little doggy I got at IGA. Little doggy.
Order.
It's a cake. I guess it's supposed.
She has done all this shit where he's kept this place like a fucking pigsty. You know, it's funny that since she's gone, I've been able to keep the house clean. Don't you find that odd? Find it odd?
Yeah, because you were court ordered to keep it clean, you fucking asshole. And now you want patted on the back because you're doing what they're telling you to do? You should have done it before they told you.
When she was here, I couldn't keep the house clean. And now the second that she's gone, I've been able to keep the house clean. Maybe you can put 2 and 2 together and come up with 4.
Awesome, Todd.
Against the wishes of Andrea's doctor, her family, and other people who cared about her, she decided to come back to Von Helton for the second round of abuse. A lot of women do this. I don't understand. They go back to their abuser. So I guess Andrea's not any different. But never can understand that, wrap my mind around it. I mean, he threatened her with a gun and she comes back to him. It just, well, it's her choice, but we'll see.
Sabrina wants me to get it on video.
Okay.
You coming back home.
Yep, I'm back home.
Yeah. Seeing the kids. Sitting here waiting on you.
Hey, baby. Miss you. There's my baby girl. I miss you.
That concludes part 1 of this, I guess you call it, documentary about Von Helton being an unfit husband, and this Andrea's story of the Andrea nightmare. She returned back home, but we'll find out that Von Helton's even more cruel and even more abusive in the second round in part 2, and I don't know when I'm going to get around to making it, but because I work a lot and don't usually have a lot of time. I got a little time today because it's raining, and the place where I pick up my sod, it was flooded out, so hopefully tomorrow I can go back to work. But stick around for volume 2 of this saga as soon as I can get around to doing it. But clearly showed in this half that Von Helton is an unfit husband, and I'm just trying to get the truth out there, as Von Helton says. But none of this is slander, libel, or defamation of character, because it's all fact. All that I've reported is based on facts that I know of. I'm sure the abuse is more extensive than I know of, but just reported what I know. And, this isn't because I hate Von Helton, so this is not a hate video. Nor really is it a troll video. It's really a video supporting a young lady who didn't or can't speak out for herself, who is a victim of abuse, and her story needs to be told. And so part 2 will come shortly.
Well, we will cover part 2 in the next installment. Sorry, I tried to mute before I sneezed. We will cover part 2 in the next installment of the show, which will be this afternoon sometime. It'll either be a happy hour or an afternoon bake-off. I haven't decided. I'm going to try to do a Bad After Dark tonight. Depends on how I feel. I want to thank everybody that came and saw me today. You guys rock. I don't care if you were here for 10 minutes, 10 seconds, or the whole thing. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. You know why? Well, do you? It's because nobody else will. Now, y'all take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Peace.